Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a second game of the Special 3 series between Monkey Business and Kaipi Dota. My name is Dragonjaw, bringing you this game alongside Chicago Ted, joining me here as a co-caster. How's it going, man?
It's going really, really well. We saw a really nice game last time around. A lot of action, a lot of fun to cast, and both teams obviously prioritizing the really fighting style, which, is always fun. So some fresh heroes also coming out from Monkey Business, as we mentioned, playing some heroes we hadn't seen from them before and doing fairly well with them. So looking forward to seeing what they pull out of the box this time around.
Yeah, as they ban out the Doom this time around themselves, the Wisp and the Wisp and the Bounty Hunter banned by Kaipi, so nothing wrong with that. Ember Spirit, this is gonna be their first pickup, and Monkey Business respond with the D2CL, so already very solid offlane and team fighter, and so far, so 6.84 with the lean as a secondary pickup.
Hey, if it works, it works. And so far, I mean, Monkey Business do have success with Lena. Darkseer, pretty much 50-50, almost exactly 50-50. But again, there are more heroes that we see them play a little bit more, and definitely very powerful heroes too, and have, of course, some innate synergy together. But the big thing here, though, is that Lena, they are boasting a 77% win rate with this hero, and potentially, having a very, very comfortable hero on their side of the map might give them a good edge in this game number 2.
It's not like Lina is really bad. I mean, it has been nerfed a little bit when it comes to the ultimate damage, but as a result, we see that he ran out of the support position more, like greedy 4 position more often than outside of mid, but it's still very much viable, and that's still a hefty nuke once you get to the Magnum Scepter to burn through, especially the Ember Spirit, right? He's kind of reliant on his Flame Guard to be able to dodge some of the magic damage and then use his mobility to get out of trouble and re-engage and that sort of thing. But if you just delete him with like a, what is it now, 850 pure damage nuke, that's not really going to work for you.
Yeah. Now, I'm looking at Kaipi's picture right now, and it's really hard to get data on Kaipi because, well, Kaipi have only played under this name 4 matches. So it's difficult, not impossible, but I'm looking at them right now. They've run 1 game as Ember Spirit, at least under the name Kaipi, 1 game as Clockwork. And of course, Ember Spirit wasn't exactly a solid victory for them. They got knocked out in looks like 24 minutes, but maybe they didn't have their last say with that hero and potentially could be playing a really solid game as him if they can get this to go a little bit later. So I'm looking towards them to see what they decide to go for as well as the rest of their picks. But right now they're going to get rid of the Anti-Mage and the Huskar. So getting rid of some of the more popular carries so that Monkey Business cannot pick those up.
There's still plenty available though. There's still Jar, Slaughter. There's a whole host of heroes that you can go for. Even PL, though he got nerfed pretty hard with the edge of the game.
I wouldn't. I'd be careful picking PL against Ember Spirit.
Yeah,
to be perfectly honest.
Ideally, you want to have something with some lockdown that's not being carried around. Even the Storm Spirit wouldn't be too hard, and it's kind of a race to the Orchid, more or less.
Not quite lockdown, but personally, I'd like a Spectre here. I mean, Spectre being an incredible hero all around, but just pairs so pretty well with the Darkseer. I mean, you vacuum wall. What's the natural reaction to a vacuum wall, right? Delta split.
Yeah.
But if you do that, of course, then you've got the Spectre who comes in and makes use of the fact that you're all split up and just desolates everyone down. So that's kind of what I see with this lineup. But Monkey Business, they do have plenty of options, as you said, plenty of heroes. Slardar is getting more popular. Phantom Lancer you brought up. Just so many directions that you can go for that have not been banned out yet.
Yeah, one problem that I already see here for Kaipi with the Ember Spirit is if they run that in a 1 position safe lane and then don't give him enough support up against the Darkseer, then he's gonna actually have a hard time up against the Iron Shell. I mean, he can block some of that harassment with the Flame Guard, of course, but that's not really going to go online until he gets a couple of levels up and running. And Monkey Business going back to the Beastmaster instead.
It looks like Monkey Business, they did not taste enough blood. They're going all in again and grab themselves the Brawler Extraordinaire. The Beastmaster back onto the game. Think Big Daddy No Tail is going to grab this one again, and we'll see the same thing.
This time around, though, we do have a Clockwork inside of Kaipi. Very good at controlling space, making sure to Uh, kind of keep the Beastmaster away, keep him locked in if you have to. Kind of be just some counterplay. I mean, if the Beastmaster roars you, can have the Clockwork from the side hooking in, getting the clock, kind of interrupt that sort of initiation that he brings you. Then you have the Dazzle, really good pickup here for Kaipi, able to save anyone, and make sure that even though Monkey Business already have a good amount of lockdown, that might not be enough to kind of prevent the Grave Teleport at the end of it all.
Right. I mean, personally, I want them to pick up a carry that also doubles as a stunner. And that kind of gets rid of the Spectre that I brought up. Maybe we see something like a Luna. Of course, a Slardar also available here. They're not going really the minus armor strategy, and they want to be able to farm early, or fight early. And of course, with that Beastmaster pick potentially being their carry, that might just mean that Monkey Business are going to be picking up a second either support, if they want to run the Luna as a mid, or pick up someone for Miracle to take in the mid lane that, of course, is not Alina.
Yeah. We'll see how Monkey Business want to run it. That's a little bit open in the draft still, and Kaipi, it's going to be their task to figure out what that is, and at the same time what they want to pick up. Do they want to run the Demon Spirit mid? Do they want to run it in one position? Do you pick up someone else? Or mid? And actually it looks like that is the case. Zeus now gives you a lot of magic damage actually, and a lot of damage across the field as well. Some long range artillery, if you will, for someone like a Clockwork to if he initiates in, to be helped out a little bit by the Zeus from long range.
I just want to bring it up really quick. Apparently, I'm still pretty low to the Twitch viewers, so I'm not sure if you need to do any little fiddling around with the levels back on, but just a little quick thing. I've been seeing them in the chat. They've been mentioning it, so I figured I'd bring it up. The Kaipi are going to grab the Zeus. Now, I have very little data on Kaipi. But the one hero that I have seen them play is the Zeus. They won that game, of course, but they look like they're pretty comfortable with it. And, you know, I wouldn't put it past them to play that won this game. Probably going to be that, I can't tell if it's going to be a support Zeus, which I'm kind of iffy about still, or the mid Zeus, which would leave Ember Spirit as the carry. But it looks like Kaipi have played the Zeus as Bone 7's offlaner. So maybe we see that again, though Clockwork kind of also throws a stick in that spoke.
Yeah, there are actually a lot of crazy things that you can do with that. And actually, looks like my second guy, they may meet me, at least according to my levels in OBS. As you are pretty high there. I'll just up my microphone a little bit as well. And hope that does the trick. So there we go. Yeah, you should be fine now, according to the OBS sound levels at the very least.
All right, that's good. You know, this is one thing I hate about OBS or casting in general is the levels. So I understand about, you know, fiddling around the levels and hoping something works, but I hope the chat confirms that this one's good. Of course, I'll look to it in about 2 minutes when this catches up. But Sand King will be banned out by the Monkey Business. So I looked back, by the way, it was a dual offlane Clockwork and Zeus the last time they ran it. So maybe come with me, Bone 7. They try that one again.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's not really too bad. Clockwork just relatively tanky early on. You can control the space with the cards and run someone down with the battery assault. Then you have that extra nuking power from the Zeus just to make sure that you kind of stagger them a little bit with the lightning bolt as well. And there is a Spectre that you mentioned after all, so...
Yep. I mean, again, I like the hero. Maybe would have wanted a little bit of stun, but they kind of fix that one with the Witch Doctor. He's got plenty of lockdown for himself, so the Spectre being the pickup, I really, really like this, but it leaves you to wonder, you know, what are the lanes again? Monkey Business, if they run Big Daddy No Tail as a Spectre, then possibly, well, no, because Fly would probably be playing the Darkseer. Maybe Miracle plays the Spectre, No Tail plays the Beastmaster. I don't know right now. I'm kind of stuck for a loop, and I'm 90% sure, though not totally, that Kaipi might be stuck in the same position I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you said. I mean, you can, if you want to go really greedy, you have the Witch Doctor supporting the Spectre, then you have Darkseer and or Beastmaster in your offlane, and then the other guy just stacking and farm camps, right? I mean, that's the one thing that Monkey Business could do, but Darkseer doesn't really want to farm jungle camps until he gets at least a couple of levels in the offlane. So, yeah. We'll just have to wait and see how they end up actually running it, because I'm as lost as you are, man. But it's going to be the Slug here to round out Kaipi's lineup, so that's their carry actually cancelled, picking up the Ember Spirit from mid. So yeah, it looks like that duo offlane Zeus Clockwork might be the way to go here, and Slug plus Dazzle should be enough up against to deal with pretty much anyone that Monkey Business can throw to the bottom lane. Interesting to say the least how this match ends up turning out.
I think if it's going to be a heavy brawling match again, I don't really like how much Kaipi have drafted into sort of a weak lane. Like Slark, a lot of people view him as a really strong laner, and he is, but that's when he gets to level 6. He can't really sustain before that, and if he gets harassed a little bit, he can end up losing a lane pretty much flat out. And same thing pretty much with Zeus. He's fairly squishy, though he's got a good amount of burst damage. Once he starts getting that leveled up, he starts becoming a problem. But before that, it's a really non-issue. Of course, Grave also being pretty bad at level 1, and Ember Spirit being one of the only guys that Ember Spirit and Clockwork being the only two that I really feel like have a solid early game. And even then, it's kind of limited. Yeah. Whereas Monkey Business, they've got some really, really powerful laners from the Lina, the Witch Doctor, the Darkseer, the Beastmaster. The only one, not so much, is Spectre. But all she really needs to do is get a couple points into Desolate, then get the ultimate, and she can fight every single time her ultimate's off cooldown. So really a lot of options for Monkey Business to run. As far as the draft goes, I favor Monkey a little bit, but I think Kaipi can be pretty solid if they don't lose the lanes.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to whether Monkey decides to start with these early rotations, akin to what we saw in the last game from Kaipi, right? With the Night Stalker, they roamed around all across the map really early, made kills happen. If Monkey Business can do that between the like the Witch Doctor, the Beastmaster, even just with the boar, that slow might be just enough to set something up, something like a Lina stun or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. Then, yeah, as you said, they can put on pressure here onto Slug. They can put on pressure on the Ember Spirit, who needs a couple of levels before he's really effective, because level 1 Serum Chains, 1 second duration, really underwhelming. Sleight of Fist, don't really have to talk about that. You have to max that out later. Doesn't really do anything for you. And Flame Guard, same kind of story. It absorbs 50 magic damage. That is absolutely nothing at level 1. But yeah, here we go.
And so looking at this early again, I mean, the lanes should be starting to come out fairly soon. And what it's looking like right now, Bisa going kind of a really heavy regen sort of laning here. I mean, he's got 2 tangos, he's got the salve, as well as a stout shield. He's ready for all the harass that I talked about that would have hurt him out a bit. Like, if they harass him, he just gets back, tangos up, salves up, whatever the case. So I think he's going to cruise to level 6, or at least try to cruise to level 6. But Moonmander could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, if they force him to skill surge at level 1, that's not going to be ideal. But he'll run to Buffney first, and that Dazzle doesn't really have the tools to force that out of him. So he'll be fine. Not able to place the ward down that he had in his inventory at the very least, so that was already a little bit of win for Kaipi here. It looks like Monkey Business are setting up for an early level 1 rune fight here at the bottom rune.
And this could be a very big fight indeed. It looks like both teams are kind of staring at each other. At least one has vision of the other, I imagine, right about now. No Tail is taking the forward spot, though.
Kaipi can't fight this. It's gonna be a double iron shot in a couple of seconds. And plus
it looks like they agree.
Plus crit, plus fly. I mean, crit if it lands a light strike array, it's gonna help out a lot. Fly, if you, just the strike clicks and maybe a lucky cast bounce. That's all that you really need.
Both teams assume that this bounty rune's been taken. So it looks like they're going to scout it out right now and see. But Bone 7's going to be the one to take it, or at least get vision of it. Wow, I don't think I've seen a bounty last this long.
Yeah, it's really, really weird sometimes. But yeah, it's as I said, both teams just assuming that the other will have gone for it. Not actually have 5 heroes down on one side or on the lanes. Yeah, Bone 7 will be happy about that. That'll jumpstart his effectiveness here in this lane. Once he gets his level 2, he'll be able to throw a little bit more harassment with the lightning bolts. That'll be that. And it is going to be that duo off lane that they're going to put on pressure onto Miracle, and he does need help from Crit, who's actually doing a pull now. Bone 7.
You could take a look in the bottom. Bisa already having to pop that salve as well as a tango. These ion shells are abysmal to deal with for this Slark.
It's really, really annoying. It's only going to get worse once Moonmeander gets the soldering up and running. He already has the recipe. So...
Oh, man. No-Tail's already run Cancel out of the mid lane once, using the board to chase him down. A salve being forced to be popped. You can see one whirling axes, and he's already got Cancel in the run. But wait, no, they're chasing after him, but he's not taking any damage from this.
Yeah, it's level 1 Flame Guard. I mean, by the same token, doesn't really take too much magic damage, and also doesn't deal any damage whatsoever. And yeah, also level 1 Searing Chain is only a second. It's not a whole lot of lockdown to actually play with, and Zeus doesn't provide you with any either. Up against kind of tanky hero. I mean, Beastmaster 700 health points, 5 armor. It's not easy to break through that.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, to be perfectly honest, though, right now, it's looking like Monkey Business are having a bit of an easy time here in the lanes. Of course, Big Daddy No-Tail playing very manly here in the mid lane. Bottom. What?
That would come with me. He might be in a little bit of trouble. He gets the cards, but Light Strike Away will catch him because of that. Miracle should get a kill here. That's the first blood. Going the way of the Spectre of all people, and that's not what you want to hear if you're a Kaipi fan right now.
No, not at all. And I was just about to mention the bottom lane. Again, these double ion shells are being annoying as hell to deal with, and Fly being down there as well. It means that Moonmeander's got a free lane. Fly, Witch Doctor being one of the best zoning support picks in the game. I mean, akin to Earthshaker, and just how much control he emphasizes in the lane. Very hard to deal with what's going on down here. So all three lanes are looking pretty much in Monkey Business's favor. You can see the top 3 farmers once again being for Monkey Business. This is a trend that we saw in both games and is not really stopping for this game number 2.
Yeah. Cool thing is about this bottom lane, the pressure that they're putting on means that Zeus can't really help out top. He has to do something else. He has to kind of, even if he's just off the map, right? Just having... Oh, Bisa.
Bottom, Bisa. They triple bounce. The paralyzing cask bounced to him, then to a creep, then back to him,
oh, no.
then back to a creep, then back to him. Like, that is the best possible scenario for the Witch Doctor. And there were a couple of creeps that it may have been able to bounce to aside from that. So, really well RNG'd from Moonmeander as they're dodging out the Shadow Wave. Bone 7 will make his way in, as you mentioned, has to come down to help Bisa as best as he can, but Bisa, he's keeping up on the CS pretty well. I mean, 15 last hits is not as good as Miracle, but of course, in this kind of lane, it will never be as good as Miracle's, but for all intents and purposes, it's pretty damn good.
Problem is he's slowly starting to run out of region now, only has 1 more tango left. And now they actually get the leash onto Darkseer, who can surge away, but it's not really doing too much for him, or is it? The one last zap from the lightning here will pick out the Zeus and Fly.
Meanwhile, the top lane, crit.
Is he dying, actually? I don't know. Bottom lane.
Yep.
Fly barely gets the hell out, and Crit actually dies solo to Clockwork.
Yes, he did. Basically, while that was happening in the bottom lane, Crit got caught in a cogs right about here, and then he just couldn't do anything about it. It was just kind of a brawl inside the cogs, and actually to the mid, Big Daddy, a double damage. But the Flame Guard's starting to be a little bit more than he can deal with, though he's got a bottle, so he should be able to regen himself back up. Still, that double damage not really going to too good of a use, as he's not able to get any more than a couple of right-clicks off.
But that's a point where you have a harder time actually fighting up against an Ember Spirit that's level 3 in Flame Guard. Especially if you don't have any magical burst damage of your own to actually burst through that. I mean, sure, it means that your damage doesn't go to waste, what you have in terms of physical. But it also means that you're constantly taking a lot of damage from that.
Right. I mean, melee laners have a big problem fighting up against an Ember Spirit for that reason. Once the levels start coming, Ember can hold his own, and then if you get caught in the Searing Chains, you're pretty much in Deadsville, although there are some ways to get away from it, especially if you're Big Daddy No-Tail. It still is a bad situation to be in. And speaking of bad situations, we keep talking about Bisa. He is still level 4 on the bottom lane and having to walk all the way back to base to heal himself up and get back to lane. He burned through all 8 tangos and a salve before he hit that level 6. So even though he prioritized the regen, it still wasn't quite enough.
And that just gives a free lane over to D2CL and Fly, who are level 4, almost level 5 for themselves, so even out-leveling that Slug and the Dazzle. And Boogni has to be very careful. Actually, he can get a lot of damage off of that Shadow Wave. So D2CL has to surge away, should be fine though, not a lot of jump just yet available here for the Slug.
Yep, now Fly coming in, and he's just going to heal him right back up with the Voodoo Restoration. Although, level 2, it burns through a big chunk of his mana pool. He still should be able to leave enough for the Paralyzing Cask if they need it. And that's looking like things are moving out pretty well. As Big Daddy, he grabs a Bounty Rune, might make his way down bottom to go for a gank. He's got his level 7 at the ready, so there is a shout.
Do have the roll, you do have the scouting potential here with the Hawk. Let's scout out this. And yeah, they're gonna go on Buffney here. Can they actually get there in time? The Surge already used. There's the roar across the tree line with the vision from Moon Meander. That'll be a dead Dazzle. And now Miracle even comes in. A little bit too late to actually snag the kill. But at the same time, it does get him out of trouble. Because Cancel and Come With Me, they were actually going on top of him here in the top lane. So real nice escape. And yeah, once again, just chasing Beast off the lane. He's still not level 5. And he's staring down a level 6 Spectre here with support.
Yeah, it's so far, I mean, it's looking pretty decent for Monkey Business. As we said, their lanes are doing incredibly well. They've got a golden experience advantage. They still have to be careful, though, of what the Ember Spirit can dish out to them. Same thing with Come With Me on the Clockwork. He's going to smoke himself up. He doesn't have his hook shot. It is on cooldown, but he will still make his way towards the mid lane. Has plenty of mana to drop down whatever he wants to. I don't think they can make a successful engagement on Big Daddy No Tail with just the two of them, but yeah, they sure as hell can try. Looks like they'll hold off for now, though.
Well, if you can isolate him here and run him down a little bit too far away from the tower, then you can just run him down with the battery assault. Looks like that's what they want to try and do. Yeah. No Tail, he actually, yeah. He sent his balls the other direction, so it didn't have time to slow down Clockwork, but was close enough to the tower to just get away. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane here, Miracle. Looks like they want to go onto the tower at the very least here, just pushing very aggressively. And Spectre, he's just sticking around here. He thinks that this lane's much safer than the top lane. And,
yeah, and he gets a free tower.
Oh, there's a roar. I heard a roar. That's on to Bisa here. He isn't level 6 just yet, so all he needs is a little bit of slow, but No Tail doesn't have a boar available, just now spawning it up, and it should be that.
2 seconds for the Whirling Axes, dude. Bisa could end up going down here. No Tail. He's going to chase. Wait, the Spectral Dagger comes through. That's all they need is the Whirling Axes. He gets it. Oh, no, it's just not enough damage. Close, but not quite enough in the end.
Slug still rather fast. Oh, hey, never mind, Miracle. Hello. Aunt just came off cooldown, reality's up, and then back to the middle lane.
Pop goes
really
the
nice
weasel.
pick off. Yeah, that's the second kill for Miracle right now. 9 minutes in, sitting at 1,000 gold. After Treads and Aquila, so that will be a decently timed Radiance if he wants to go for it. There's No Tail. Might fall. There's still enough mana for Assumed Chains for the Ember Spirit. Hookshot will miss though, and then it'll put a stop to any sort of aggression here. That's actually another thing. The Hookshot up against the summons from No Tail. Even if he does get on target, there's a good chance that there's a boar or a hawk in between that.
Yeah, it's one cool thing about that fight. First of all, we mentioned the slow from the boars. Big Daddy No Tail, there's no way to chase him down. If you're the Ember Spirit, you saw he popped his Fire Remnants and activated close in, but he didn't quite have enough to continue chasing. Even if he did, the slow persists. The Fire Remnants move at a scaled speed of your current move speed. So with that slow, the Fire Remnants aren't going to move that quickly either. And of course, you know, not getting the kill there, as well as Monkey Business finding their own. That's a really big point for Monkey Business to just kind of take and say, hey, we're doing pretty well. And that's good for morale. It's bad for Kaipi's own morale. And they can probably play the same game they did last game, although it has been very slow at the start. It looks like they have the ability to speed things up very soon.
So we can come down to one Kaipi decides to...
Bisa.
Oh. And they do get the weave here onto D2CL, but he will just surge away. There's a hookshot though, right on target, and gets him inside the cogs. The surge is not useful there whatsoever. Nice little pickoff here onto Moon Meander. Giving out the kill score, but hey, at what cost? Tier 1 mid is taking quite a punishment here between the balls as well as the siege creep, but at the same time top. Miracle is still farming.
Yeah, I think miracle farming is the big thing. The mid-tier 1 tower did not actually go down, but some pressure was put on it. In fact, maybe they look to turn things around, but it doesn't look like they can find the initiation on the Big Daddy No Tail. But yeah, as you said, Miracle's still farming. He went for the urn first, and he does have level 6, so Monkey Business can just take a fight very soon and get those urn charges stacked up on a Miracle. But they've also got the Necronomicon units, and I don't know if Miracle goes for the Radiance here. Maybe he goes first into yet another kind of mid-game item like a Drums, although that's not as popular nowadays. But he could still go in for the Radiance, and coming off the next couple of fights will really give us an insight into what he's going to decide to do. But the big thing, he can just straight up fight, and maybe Come With Me is actually the target here as in comes a Paralyzing Cask.
Yeah, there's the Roar to secure the kill on top of the Death Ward. Nice little pick off. And they'll secure the tier 1 tower top, but already down below half health, the creep waves coming in. And yeah, just textbook Dota right now. Get a pick off, get a tower. Monkey Business, they're doing just that. They're in business, so to speak. Teleport out to just to defend the bottom tower here.
They're in business for getting kills, and business is good. The tier 1 will go down, but the TP comes in. They find 2 with the Searing Chains.
That's the ultimate coming out, actually. Where the hell did that Spectre end up? Down here in the hands of Bisa, who is actually almost getting the kill, but now his ultimate will run out. There's still an Iron Shell on top of him and No Tail to help out. Yeah, now it's Bisa here who's actually falling. Miracle survives. Oh, never mind. Oh. I spoke too soon. There's a Zeus level 6. Oh, yeah, Zeus ultimate there. Able to finish off their start time. Now No Tail, there's the hook shot right on top of him. And the battery salt doing the rest of the work. He will manage to break through the cogs, but is it going to be enough? Oh, no, it's not. One last right click from Come With Me will secure that kill too. So at least they're getting the cleanup down in the bottom lane. And the kill on the Spectre, really significant here.
Very significant, although it's across the map, so maybe not as big. And Bisa still did go down. It's more or less the only thing you could have gotten out of that one, and they do get it, and they're able to actually get another kill off of the back of it too. So Cancel actually got away. Very low HP on the top lane. He was being converged on by both Fly and Moon Meander, but they're not able to find the kill, and that means maybe a good advantage of a fight taken by Kaipi. But in the end, still, Monkey Business are out farming them on their top 3 cores, and even their supports are doing a fantastic job. It's looking bleak as far as farm goes for Kaipi, but the experience advantage is at equilibrium, which is a silver lining for these guys, as maybe they can try to find some farm for Bisa as he's going after the jungle, but has to be incredibly careful about any possible rotation coming in to stop him.
I mean, you can jungle, of course, with Max Dark Pact and the ultimate to heal the up between, but it's not really the most efficient jungle. And as you said, there's any sort of Beastmaster Hawk or something, or even the Ward scouting him out. That's a prime. He's got a prime target on his back. Speaking of target, No Tail gets hit by a hookshot once again. Gets the ball thrown, the Horror thrown out. And they will get the counter kill here together with Laguna Blade as well. It's a 1-4 trade so far as Bone 7 is on the run. As Cancel already zipped out, but Monkey Business. It looks like they just want to take the tower and return instead of going for more kills. And now we've got Cancel setting up for maybe another zip in. Does have another Flame Guard available, and there it is. Looking for crit, but it's kind of neither here nor there. Bisa gets the teleport in. There's the wall. There's the Death Ward here. Bisa dropping so freaking low. Cancel just kept alive barely by the Shallow Grave for just a little while longer. And Bisa, they're trying to chase him down, but he will get out. But that's about it. Miracle haunting in at the right time. Getting another kill, it looks like there. Just assist.
Very close escape for Bisa there, although he only was able to grab crit with his play there. It still means a 1-for-1 trade. They lose the Ember Spirit, which is the big thing. Cancel going down there. And Miracle, of course, getting some decent farm out of that fight. Oh, yep, he's in a little bit of trouble. They'll hook in, they'll save him.
That was a bait, man. They run straight into it. Moon Meander will fall and fly, of course, caught in the cogs. Not a whole lot he can do, so nicely done by Bisa setting that up. And yeah, Monkey Business overstaying the welcome a little bit there, it feels like.
Definitely. That was a bit of an overzealous engagement from them, and losing both targets there is a very big win for Kaipi, as after the back of that fight, it seemed like maybe they were struggling a little bit, but they found a little bit of footing. And of course, there are no rotation in from Miracle. His Haunt was still on cooldown, and both No Tail and Crit were far enough away that they were not able to get in and help out with the engagement. So, still though, Miracle, 2,600 gold. Looking closer and closer to the possible Radiance buildup, as that seems more and more like what he's going for is No Tail, the cheeky plays, but Cancel could be in trouble for this one. He does have a Remnant out.
He can't afford to die. Yeah, he does indeed. Crit with that Laguna Blade at the end of it all after the Chainstone, as I said. It's what we were talking about in the draft. I mean, if you just don't give him time to use his mobility, then of course you can get these pickoffs, and that's... I mean, he can't afford it, right? He has to make the space now. They need him. Not just make space for Bisa, but also to put on pressure onto Miracle to try and delay his Radiance, because right now looks more like a 23 minute Radiance, give or take.
And even sooner if they're able to find a fight, which he still can fight. He's got 1 Urn Charge, which is not incredible, but the Haunt, the Max Desolate, the Max Spectral Dagger, he's got plenty of damage to just like go in, grab one guy, and bring them down. In fact, if you were even to find, Bone 7, he could bring him down. If you were able to find Bisa, he could probably get him low. May not be able to actually bring him down, but it'd be close. We're looking really good, again, for Monkey Business, just because Miracle has been farming so incredibly well. Though he is kind of sitting off, waiting for the initiation. The smoke will come in. Actually, the smokes will meet. And actually, no, they will not. Monkey Business still unscouted.
Yeah. Sitting in low ground, though, it's not exactly the best place to be. Now the smoke will be revealed as Cancel inside. And there's the hookshot from the back. Fly gets caught out, and gets hit by the Roar, though. And Come With Me. Oh, Fly, he's still alive. Not sure how that is, but so is Come With Me with the Shallow Grave from the back lines. Miracle joins in the fight. And that'll be Buffney going down, as well as the Clockwork, of course, in the midst of that, taking the brunt of the force. And actually, Buffney's making him work for it, but he should not survive here. Yeah, Spectral Dagger is going to be up. They get some extra, speed here, and yep, this is a dead Dazzle. I think he was trying to buy time, maybe try to die to the tower, so he didn't give up all that gold to Miracle. But it looks like he was not quite able to. So, yep. He's here. He's being barely gets out on time, and now it's Moonmeander who's in a little bit of trouble here. Falls to one last sleight of fist from Cancel here. That looked very scary for a second there. He got caught with the cast, got caught with the Maledict as well as the Witch Doctor Ultimate, and then the Vacuum just barely not enough lockdown to actually finish the task. So they do get the turn-on kill here on Moon Meander, and much needed, as I said before. Cancel, they need him to do work right now. They really need him to do work, and it doesn't look like he's quite able to do it. I mean, that one sleight of fist he did get out did a really large sum of damage, and it may have looked like they would have been able to find 2 kills off the back of it, but of course they weren't quite able to chase down Fly. Moon Meander, the only one to drop, as we might have Crit looking for Come With Me on the top lane. He's got his Laguna Blade, he's got his Max Dragon Slave and Light Strike Array, but there is support moving in, and it is Bisa. So killing either one of these two is going to be hard. In fact, Beast is actually going to go into the Shadow Blade, making his move. Is he going to find out Miracle? Can he actually get this kill? The Relic is completed. He's scouting it. They want it. The hook in. They leap in. Bisa, they just bring him down in no time flat. And of course, Spectre. She's tanky, but not that tanky. Yeah. Really good pickup there. Sadly for Kaipi, a little bit too late, as you said. That Radiance, or that Sacred Relic just finished up. But not actually losing a lot of gold. Just a little bit of missed time there, but at the very least you keep Spectre away from farm for like half a minute, even a whole minute considering all the travel time as well. And more importantly, it opens the map up a little bit for you to take an objective here, in this case the tier 1 tower, without having to worry about any sort of initiation followed up by Spectre just haunting in. So gonna make use of that as best they can. Nice crit. Cancel. He's gonna deal with the mid lane. Wow, there's some weird static sound going on underneath the tier 1 tower. What the hell? Do you hear that too? Oh yeah, I do. Right here? That is really weird. I don't actually know what that sound is. Neither do I. What that sound is though. That's the sound of Roshan going down. And Miracle has it on his belt to, at the very least, secure his Radiance. Secure the farm for that. Still a little bit of a ways away from it, but they can. This means they can take a big fight, pretty much. And Miracle can kind of go in a little bit more YOLO than he usually is able to do.
But they're going to go around the bend. Maybe try to come with me. Bisa's invis, though. Miracle, do they go on him again? This could be a repeat of the same situation. Deja vu, no, Bisa! Ah.
I think that was his plan, actually, with the teleport.
Yeah. Could very well be his Shadow Blade was running out, so maybe kind of got scared.
Yeah, you don't really want to go onto Miracle and kind of rely on the fact that you can get the Dark Pact out to save you in time up against the Roar. At the same time, Notail can't expect him to wait out for exactly that, and then use the Roar after the Dark Pact has ended, and then you're in trouble.
Pretty stark difference between the gold and experience grabs here. I mean, gold is showing a pretty steady decline. Monkey Business accumulating a 5,000 net worth lead, but experience, that looks like a 3-year-old drew on the experience graph with a crayon. It's all over the place. Now it's in Monkey Business's favor by about 1,500, but still a very crazy game as far as that's concerned. The big thing here, though.
Here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, is he?
Bisa,
Cast his curse,
chase
man.
him down. Yep. There's a leap, a very well-placed leap too. That one pretty much perfectly executed. He's gonna go for the Silver Edge. Oh wait, the Haunt in. Who is he gonna reality on? He actually goes in for buff
here in the back. Misses the dagger though, and Haunts a little bit further to come with me. Who has the hookshot ready? And Miracle. That was a big mistake. He still has the Aegis, but he needs some help coming in. Crit is there, just a little bit too late. Already inside the cogs, and he will be bursted down before any help can come. And that is such a huge misplay here from him. And that'll set him back quite a bit and give Kaipi the boost that they were looking for this entire time. Bisa is now at a pretty good spot. Has the Silver Edge completed. We also have Cancel with the Boots of Travel finished.
How did Miracle get enough gold to complete the Radiance in the time it took for her to die and revive? Did something else die that I wasn't aware of? Because she was at about, I want to say she was about like 1280 gold when she died, but I guess she got, either I just read wrong or she got a big buff of gold that I didn't see. In any case, she was able to buy the Radiance right before she died.
Alright,
which is huge.
Didn't actually see that, but yeah, that is absolutely huge. Well, for the second time in the first death the Miracle had, or the death before that, barely able to get the relic out of time, and now barely able to get the recipe finished. And now with the Radiance, kind of puts you on a timer, right? It's gonna accelerate the farm for the Spectre. It's gonna make it much harder to take any sort of team fight, because it's going to... Oh wow, what the hell? That's a Roar committed onto an illusion.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, happens to the best of us, but oh wait, hook up to the top lane. They're gonna go out on the Moon Meander. The vacuum brings him on the other side of the cogs. He's still alive, although not very much longer. There is no... Wait, they don't have a leap anymore. The Glimmer Cape.
Yeah,
Moon Meander gets
Glimmer
out.
Cape. Keeping him safe.
Oh man.
Great individual play there from
him.
For absolutely. The vacuum outside the cogs, and then having the mechanism at the ready. He also has a Hood of Defiance. He's actually quite tanky when it comes to magic damage. The Weave only starting to tick away at him. Yeah.
Vacuum being a really nice spell too. It's one of the best here, as he's using it to save himself. 13 to 10. We were definitely not as many kills as we had in the last game. At about this point last game, we had coming close to 40, maybe even 45 kills. Now we're still in a pretty slow game, just under 1 kill per minute, but still the action's not been in the kills, but it's in the farming, the rotations, and just the advantages that both teams have been able to get. Although Pipe of Insight and Mechanism now completed on a Moon Meander. Pipe, not a very common item to be picked up. In fact, I'd like to see the stats on how many times it's actually bought in a game.
I really like it though, up against the Zeus especially, and also to some degree up against the Ember Spirit, kind of negating some of his burst damage, what little there is, from the Searing Chains. Can't really call it burst damage as it is over 3 seconds, but still, you know what I mean, right?
No, I get it.
And of course, especially the Zeus ultimate, just denying that burst damage that Kaipi still needs to take any sort of team fight is gonna put...
Rune on Big Daddy No Tail.
Looking for someone here, but Kaipi getting out. They might have seen the rocket though for Clockwork, and they will scout him out now with the Hawk. That's a Roar on top of him, plus a Death Ward committed, so they want to really finish this kill as fast as they can, and that's about it.
That's one of those, we really want this kills, and we also don't want anyone else to come in. Yeah. It's basically, if anyone is close by and they see what's going down, they're going to be so much less likely because, first of all, the Aurora's committed. He was certainly going to die. Second, there was a death ward there. So if you initiate, you're going to have to go with the potential of having to deal with a death ward, which is not something you want to do. Meanwhile, mid crit. Okay.
That was deleted here. There was Lina there a second ago, nowadays, and then now Fly actually take quite a bit of damage to Shadow Wave, finishing him off, and now Nota, next one is all alone, and being bursted down. Just 3 heroes, just, what? Off the map in a row for Monkey Business, that didn't really have to die whatsoever then. Was that 3-2-2 right now? At least for a tower here, that one's gonna go down for sure.
I won't say that was the throw, but it certainly was not something you wanted to have happen. The big thing, though, Miracle's still farming. He will have brought something up recently. Yeah, he'll finished up the Yasha, so that will be coming out to him soon. But I think the timer is starting to run low for Kaipi, and they realize that they've just been going ham for the last couple of minutes and finding kills left and right, doing what they need to do. They're still up on the kill score, and Bisa is now on the top of the net worth by about 11,000 gold, beating out Miracle by only 900 or so, but still, the top of the net worth is a very prestigious position to be at, and he's taken it, and we'll see what he's going to be able to do with it as the Silver Edge, of course, being really good against Miracle Spectre.
Yeah. Wasn't it the case that one of these passes actually didn't get disabled by that? Or was it just... Kind of seem to remember that either Dispersion or Desolate isn't actually being disabled by Silver Edge.
Dispersion does. I don't think Desolate does. I could be wrong. They might both be taken away. Yeah. I know the big one is Dispersion. Yeah. The very big one is Dispersion here, because that's what eliminates a lot of the damage that's incoming to her, and especially with the Dispersion change, that ends up being pretty good in a lot of scenarios. It gets rid of that, and you know. That's one of the main things that Spectre needs to be having a good effective HP. Without that, she hasn't really built into strength, so it's going to be a major issue. But hold on, Bisa, he's going in for Big Daddy. He's not going to have enough damage. No, he will have enough damage. Now Bisa just walks away. And now, cancel. He's going to make the move, but isn't able to get the Searing Chains off. Instead, gets it on the bird. But they're not done, are they? I don't know. It looks like Miracle wants to fight, but Bisa, he's winning to the Shadow Blade again.
Yeah, Cancel should think twice about this. There's a hookshot actually coming in. Will split the wicket, but doing not much else. And Monkey Business very consolidated right now. And Kaipi, they don't want to go any further without their, without the Zeus ultimate that was actually tipped them over on the Beastmaster kill, and without Beast's ultimate as well. Just take what you got and then come back a little bit later. It's not like those are extremely long cooldowns. At least when it comes to Bisa. I mean, his ultimate plus his Shadow Blade. Oh, Silver Edge, to say.
Bisa, he's stalking. He wants it. Look at the Dispersion. Does absolutely nothing. Miracle. He can't get away. Oh, wait, he can.
Oh, the mischance. I think Bisa missed one or two of these hits there, and then allowed Miracle to survive barely. Oh man, but that is extremely scary if you can solo kill a Spectre like that. And yeah, Bisa came pretty damn close. Any sort of damage item on top of that?
Oh no, Miracle!
Oh, no.
He still goes down.
Oh, wow.
Cancel will find him as he's running away.
He canceled the escape attempt, right?
Oh
See?
Yeah.
See? Okay, okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Never mind. Forget about it.
Sorry, I'm not your audience here. You've got to win over the chat first, and I don't know if that's the best way to do it.
But yeah, Cancel coming into zone as well. I mean, he's third in terms of net worth, and that's a good place to be for an Ember Spirit. You need these items, and yeah, speaking of items, he will finish off his Battle Fury with a couple of 100 gold only. And once he has that, he'll be able to farm a little bit more and be more useful in team fights, especially if Monkey Business decide to group up a little bit more, as they have been.
Yeah.
And the Aghanim Scepter now on Clockwork.
Yeah, that Aghanim Scepter is huge, but the items are starting to come out for Kaipi. The Battle Fury is almost completed. He's only about 100 gold away from that. The Glimmer Cape, the Bloodstone out onto Bone 7. Bisa, of course, getting the Sanjin Yasha as well as the Silver Edge. He's got plenty of extra strength from those two Sanjis, and the Yasha giving him some decent fight as well. It's just a lot of items now coming out for Kaipi and Monkey Business. They've got strong fight, but I haven't seen them execute quite the way they need to execute. Maybe they smoke it, they'll find Bisa.
But do they have detection? Yes, they do. They have the level 3 Necrobooks. And then, he gets it! The Dark Pact off, though. Now his ultimate, he will turn around. No Tail should be dying here to the right clicks. Not quite just yet. And now the wall comes out, and they'll make KP think twice, especially with Miracle here isolating Bisa and the backlines as the fight rages on. Cancel, though. Can he get No Tail here? No, he can't. The hookshot will be there for Come With Me again. And Bone 7 actually kept alive by Shellgrave a little bit longer, so he can throw out a couple of extra spells. A Glimmer Cape doing some work too. But apart from that, Cancel is just cleaning house. He still has the Flame God going. He will zip down the Lina and now Moon Meander. Last man standing here, making it a 4-to-1 trade here for Kaipi.
And Bisa back into the mid. He wants Miracle. He should be able to get him. He's going to run into the trees again. They find him with the Sleight of Fist, but they're not able to get the chains off. Very close engagement, but Bisa obviously getting away from that last fight. That has got to suck, as they lost Miracle to chase him down, which means they didn't have him for the fight, and that gimped him quite a bit.
Yeah. Bisa, if he doesn't Dark Pact that Roar there, that fight turns out differently 100% of the time. Just being able to negate that entirely, just having that turnaround potential from his ultimate after the fact, allowed him to just gave him enough time for Cancel to come in, for Bone 7 to come in, for Clockwork even to come in and get at least 2 hookshots off in that fight, I believe.
And oh my, Kaipi. Net worth, they've only grabbed about a 5,000 advantage since we talked about Monkey Business having that 5k. It's now switched on the other side, but the experience has gone nothing but up. 10,000 experience advantage for Kaipi. This is really difficult now for Monkey Businesses. A lot of their fight relies on them just being able to man up and get close, but with all these extra levels now on Kaipi, it makes it very difficult. They're now going to go in onto Bisa. Can they bring him down this time? He's not able to Dark Pact it off. They're going to pull him into the wall, but he's inside his Shadow Dance, gets to the high ground, and gets away. Bisa has escaped nearly every single attempt they've made on him.
Just didn't have enough burst damage to deal with him here inside of the Roar. No follow-up lockdown to speak of. Instead, they're gonna try and use it to bring down Roche, but can they do that in time? Kaipi is already smoked up. They're looking for the initiation. They do have the Clockrock. They do have Cancel here, and they will find out. Oh, this is not a good news for Monkey Business here. 2 years down for the count already. It does get the vacuum out. Nice little death ward here from Fly up top. Come with me, will survive and Telporad on the cover of Shallow Grave. But Cancel, once again, cleaning house in the back. That's a 5-man wipe, but godlike spree for Cancel. Finishes it off with an ultra kill. And they will get a Roshan on top of that as well. Gift wrapped and everything.
That ultra kill going the way of the Ember of Spirit. Cancel having a really good time so far. After getting that Battle Fury, he's found every single kill he's needed to find. And this Radiant Spectre is doing little to absolutely nothing in these fights. It almost feels like she needed some extra tankiness. And this is what a lot of Spectres end up doing, right? Immediately after the Radiance, they'll go into something like a Heart just to give him some extra stats to build with the Dispersion to help her stay alive and get as much damage off as possible. But now, the fact that she's only got a Yasha, she's got literally no way to survive in these fights, and it's showing. She's died nearly every single time, and it's meant that her impact has been absolutely, if not zero, very, very low.
Yeah, definitely agree there. And as a result of that, Miracle's item progression has halted. I mean, he picked up the Yasha like 3-4 minutes ago, and he hasn't gotten anything since. And that's getting to be a big problem. I mean, we know Spectre to be a very hard late game carry, but you need to get there, and all the farming tools in the world don't really do anything for you if he, as you said, die over and over and over again. While the enemy team just doesn't have the problem. I mean, Ember Spirit, he's now on top of the net worth shot. He has a freaking Lincoln's completed. So Laguna Blade, Roar, these kind of things, one of those will be cancelled out. There's actually not a lot of other single target things, maybe apart from the paralyzing casks. So
the Roar, that's the big one.
Yeah.
You cannot stop him. you can't do anything to him. So really, Cancel can pretty much play a free game. Always have that button on, ready to activate the Fire Remnant, and you'll be able to get anywhere you want to. Looks like he's up in the top lane, though. He wants to try to solo down Miracle. No, Bisa, he's running in. Cancel needs to start this one off, though. Needs to go in, Big Daddy. He's going to pop the Lincolns with the roar, and now the hook in. Miracle and Big Daddy. Big Daddy's actually going to get himself away. Miracle, he's able to leap away Reality over to Buffy, and then Reality's over to Zeus, but Bone 7 will finally bring him down.
He was like there, then here at by Dazzle, and then back here, and then Bone 7 just said like, alright, enough of this. Pauses ultimate and finally finishes off Miracle. And that's a little escape attempt, but at the end of the day, Monkey Business, they lose the carry. He has buyback, and if he's forced to use this, it's going to be a big loss. But they do get rid of the creep wave. There's no catapult here to keep them going, so that'll be a godsend for Monkey Business right now.
I think the only thing keeping the GG from flying is that they still have faith.
Oh, hook shot into the back. Fly is the recipient of that, and does actually get kept alive by the Glimmer Cape. Nice vacuum here. Where's the wall follow-up? He doesn't get it because he's being pushed back by the Cogs. So Kaipi get away with a bit of a blue eye there. Punch on the nose, if you will, but Cancel and Bisa, they're still relatively healthy. They have that Aegis on the slog, and yeah, looking to use that to just force down this tower.
Yeah, the backdoor protection has not come back up yet, so it will be able to be brought down. They're going to muscle it away. Bisa now going after the creeps. There was the hook, but it didn't come through.
Oh, there's a vacuum wall onto 3, but where's the follow? There it is. Big Daddy no-tail, but it doesn't throw out the roar, actually. That'll be that. They'll just be able to walk away, and that's a big ultimate cooldown. So if Kaipi want to use that Aegis even more, they have the option to do so. Looks like they want to re-engage straight off the bat here, looking for a pickup into the racks. Just the racks itself, Bisa having no fear, chopping away at the range racks. And if you kill him, you know that Cancel's gonna be there, Bone 7 is gonna be there, and the Clockwork, maybe not so much, just come with me, he's back at base, but yeah. There is going to be help, so you kinda have to let the racks go.
And he's just a home wrecker right now, going after all the buildings, and Monkey have done literally nothing to stop him. They lost their range racks. They lost a Moonwell just for the shits and giggles, but their melee still stands, which I guess is a pretty big thing, but it's still a loss, a pretty heavy loss to lose that ranged racks. And Kaipi, I mean, they get away with it. They make their presence known, and then, you know, they back off. They split up. They farm everywhere. Cancel farming really well. He's got 3,300 net worth, or 300 gold, rather, a much higher net worth than that, but he can make his way back mid. Maybe they go again for these racks.
Bisa has a Skadi on top of that. He's being helped out by the Lotus Orb from... Who actually has that?
Oh man, that's the Lotus Orb with the Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah.
Now onto him.
They have so much to help him. There's actually, if you look at Buffy, he has a Glimmer Cape and as well as a Solar Crest. Bone 7 has a Glimmer Cape of his own. You do have the Lincolns, and then yeah, the Solar Crest on the Clockwork. Not Solar Crest, the Lotus Orb on the Clockwork.
So Miracle.
They have so much to throw on Bisa to just stay in the front lines, even after those Aegis has combined. So much burst damage here! Almost bring them down, and come with me. He will be able to pick up, maybe Fly here. Glimmer Cape doing so fucking good, man. You might be able to snipe him off with the rocket at the end of it, but Miracle comes back in here with the Haunt here, trying to do whatever damage he can. And they do pick out the Dazzle here, and oh my god, I'm so confused in this fight, but I also get the Clockwork. But Miracle is not in any condition to continue to fight. Cancel is, though. He's looking to do some damage over time with the Searing Chains, and he does get out at Bisa. He's still not accounted for whatsoever. He gets him, Fly just standing on the Sentry Ward. He will just be chopped away at. Miracle, next one on the list, he will be leashed up. That's a triple kill for Bisa just like that. He didn't even break a sweat.
Oh man. And the memories through Bisa playing the carry, knocking everyone down one by one. Of course, you know, getting a casual triple kill there, and just like that, Monkey Business will tap out KP. We'll take game number 2.
We have a series on the hands, boys. 1-1 is the score as Kaipi takes a convincing game number 2. If you look at the graphs, of course, they're kind of broke now. I wish they'd finally fix that, but... yeah, point is, Monkey Business, they were ahead for like the first 15-20 minutes, but then Kaipi ends it at a 30,000 golden experience advantage, and yeah, push it to a game 3. We're really excited for that now, after we've seen what both of these teams can do now.
Righto, it's a really nice game so far. Of course, last game they went super aggressive and it worked. This time it looked like they may have tried to go super aggressive, but they just could not quite find the same level of dominance. So I'm looking forward to game number 3, seeing what strats they pull out. But maybe this playing the same sort of style is not going to work out for a third time.
All right, and with that, we'll be back in just a couple of moments with game number 3. My name is Dragon Drop, joined by Ted. Don't go anywhere.